Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is May 1st, and we made it through April here in the Pacific Northwest. A very cool, chilly April. And now we're going to see if we're going to warm up a little bit into May. Models say not so fast, but we'll take a look at the short term and the extended. Try to pick out a few nice days, and we'll try to time these systems as they keep rolling through midweek and on in through next weekend. You can see on the infrared satellite imagery here, the system that moved through Washington and Oregon yesterday is now across the Intermountain West. And this is going to bring some severe weather across the plains. Today it'll be southern plains, and tomorrow it'll be a little bit further north and through central Kansas, all the way down through the OKC region. We'll take a brief look at that. But you can see this frontal system rolling in here, lots of cold air behind it, and then we have another system on its heels through mid next week, and then looks like we might have another system in through next weekend too. So we'll try to time those out here as we look on in through the extended. You can see the fire danger down here through the southwest, Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona. You're all included there. Some wind advisories as well. And again, the southern plains will have some severe weather threat highlighted here by this enhanced region. There is a tornado threat. So if you have friends and family down there, Texas Panhandle, extreme eastern New Mexico, heads up for that. A little bit more dynamic of a threat going on here through Monday. Potentially some strong tornadoes anywhere from Wichita down towards Oklahoma City on in through Monday. So heads up if you're traveling or if you know anybody out there. That severe threat will push off east as we go on in through Tuesday. Now back to the Pacific Northwest here. If we put this into motion here, you can see this frontal system approaching the west coast, bringing some moderate rain at times for portions of Washington and Oregon as this swings through. You can see the bent back occlusion here on the simulated Doppler radar loop here, or the precipitation forecast here on the NAM 3KM. This brings that front through western Oregon and Washington early in the hours on Monday, and then it keeps things rainy and chilly on the backside of this low through Monday afternoon. And you can see these might have some dynamic thunderstorm potential out here through Idaho as we go through Monday afternoon, which could bring hail, gusty winds, even a brief tornado with a system such as this. But this is much needed for eastern portions of Oregon and Washington. You can see it's going to bring some precip to the east slopes of the Cascades, especially up there in Washington. Look, some moderate showers continue to rotate around the backside of this low up towards Ephrata, Wenatchee. So much needed rainfall, but maybe some strong thunderstorms rolling through Idaho and eventually up towards extreme southwest Montana during the day Monday. And as we go through Tuesday, you can see the next system lurking out here offshore, bringing some clouds and some precip to the region. And we'll take a look at that too as we go into the extended. But here's the wind field of this system coming up here. You can see the frontal system and the low pressure here. You can see there's some strong winds in the bent back occlusion here of this system. It's going to impact the Oregon coast, probably gusting near 50 miles per hour for some regions there. Generally spares Washington any strong winds from this. Eastern Oregon gets some pretty good winds behind the system here too Monday afternoon. And you can kind of see the system roll through Idaho where there's going to be a strong strong thunderstorm threat. Excuse me. Now, as we go through, you can see the next system lurking out here on into Wednesday. A weaker system, though, probably. It looks like this front is not that dynamic as we go through Wednesday, but it will have precipitation with it, and we'll see how fast that gets in here. Here is the European model. It shows our frontal system and our low pressure moving in through the early morning hours of Monday. Some mountain snows across the region here and some higher elevation snow for eastern Oregon, especially in Idaho as well, as this system moves through Monday afternoon. So this is the European version of that same storm I was just showing you. And then as we go on in through Wednesday, you'll see this next system approaching. This is through Wednesday night, and this is just kind of hanging offshore. Not a very strong front, but it will keep us damp. I wanted to show you guys this. This is 2 meter temperature, surface temperature anomaly. You can see how we're quite below average temperatures across much of the Pacific Northwest here. And if we put this into motion here too, this is from Monday's system. Look how it just keeps us nice and chilly, which of course helps with the fire danger and brings much needed precip to eastern portions of Oregon. And you can see that chilly air moving across Idaho, Utah, and pushing off into Wyoming, Colorado, as we stay generally chilly for a bit, and we warm up, especially eastern portions here as we go through Thursday, and then the next system rolls through here and kind of keeps us chilly as we go on in through Thursday and Friday. But you can see the southwest and the Intermountain West starting to warm up a bit here towards next weekend before yet another system will roll through and keep us chilly. Look at this. This is May 7th, and look at these temperatures. Some of these are over 20 below normal as we go on in through next weekend. So we're going to have to watch this next system here. That's a pretty chilly looking solution here according to the European model of yesterday. Now here we're looking at a little bit further. I'm going to back this up to the 0Z so we have a little bit more to look at here. Here we go. Here's Monday's system. You can see that low develop and plow into Oregon here, bring the precip and this thunderstorm threat through Idaho. Here comes the next system rolling through here. How much headway does this make? You can see we're all the way out to Wednesday night here. There's that front hanging offshore here. Let's back that up so we can put a little bit more motion on this guy here. Oh, it didn't want to do it there. Let's do that. Okay, there's Monday's system. We'll go through this quickly again here. There's that frontal system moving through. It looks like it's going to come through the day Thursday. And you can see it keeps us pretty rainy here as this low kind of hangs offshore here and brings some pretty good precipitation amounts. So it looks like this starts on the day Thursday, and we're going to be rainy through western Washington, western Oregon, all the way through the day Wednesday. And finally, this low will start to kick out through the weekend, but that's why we're going to be so chilly across the Pacific Northwest is because of this system. Now, taking a look here, let's take a look at the 700 millibar temperatures. Here goes our next system that dives through Oregon. That's why it keeps us chilly here through mainly Monday as we start to warm up a bit on in through the day Tuesday and Wednesday before the next system brings some cold air across Pacific Northwest. Look at this, some really chilly air moving in through next weekend. So we're going to have to watch this system. That's the next one we'll be paying some attention to as we go on in through the extended here through next week and see if that continues. But then you see in the very last frames of the European here, this cold air dives out here. This would allow for some ridging and perhaps some warmer temperatures, or at least back towards normal across some areas of the Pacific Northwest. So there's some hope for warmer weather lovers as we go into the future here. And there's that system departing. This is the European model here, 18,000 feet, general trough and ridge locations. And our decent day here Sunday, you can see in the transient ridge before the next system moves through. And then maybe a nice day here on Tuesday and maybe even Wednesday before this next trough starts to bring precipitation and clouds back over us Thursday, Friday. Some really deep troughing exists. And you can see the colder air just continue to kind of burrow down all the way into the southwest and keep that Pacific Northwest in that cool weather there. But then you'll see again at the end of the frames there, that trough is dug out over the southwest and we get some ridging here and maybe we get some offshore flow and some nice days. So we'll watch out for that. So we have two things to watch for, that big trough coming this weekend, then maybe a ridge behind that for some warmer weather. So we'll see how that goes. Here's the GFS. Let's see if it agrees with the European model. There goes Monday's system. And then the ridging maybe Tuesday on in through Wednesday, decent days before the high clouds start coming in again and the deep troughing sets up. So we have pretty good agreement here with the GFS and the European here through next week, and really chilly air for this time of year. This is going in through early May here. So, and then it starts to show that ridge. So there is decent model agreement to the extent it's kind of unusual, but this would bring warm weather as well, would keep the storm track away from the Pacific Northwest and digging this trough out over across the southwest. This would probably be a big severe weather maker on in through next weekend across the plains as well, as this trough just kind of carves out across the southern plains and then it hangs out for a bit according to the GFS. And check out this ridging we would get for a while here, but we're getting way off into the extended. We're just kind of dreaming at this point. This is the GFS here for the next 15 days. You can see it keeps us chilly through next week and highlighting that trough. Can it keep us below average all the way through next Monday, maybe a couple of warm days in there Wednesday and Sunday. I mean, warm is a relative term. 64 degrees, not that warm. That's closer to normal, actually. But then you can see in the extended, there is hope for us warming up into the upper 60s, maybe even towards 70, well off into mid-May. And here's the European version of that same graph here. You can see it keeps us below average through Monday. Pretty good model agreement with that trough coming up this weekend. So then the European has us returning to a more normal temperature pattern after that. So we'll continue to watch for that on into the extended. But yeah, so enjoy today. Probably a decent day before this frontal system brings some good precipitation across the region. Colder air goes through tomorrow. Thunderstorm threat for eastern Oregon, Idaho on through the day Monday. And then maybe a nice day Tuesday and Wednesday before we get yet another system. And then that powerful trough looks to dig over the Pacific Northwest as we go on in through next weekend, early next week. And then maybe we'll warm up after that, but we're getting far out in the extended period there. So we have plenty of time to take a look at how that evolves. So hope you guys are having a good day. Enjoy that Sunday, May 1st, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.